sweetheart. Hi, it is October 18th, 2020, and in 4 days, on the 22nd of October, we will have our third and final debate between Joe Biden and Donald Trump. So I wanted to get a deep feeling about what would be the essence of that debate. I looked at the astrology chart. My name is Eliza de Vries, and I'm what you call an evolutionary astrologer. So when I look at a chart, it is not just predictive, it is showing the dynamic of energies that are taking place amongst all the planets at the time of that moment when the debate starts. When this debate starts, we will have Gemini rising, so expect a really lively, a lot of talking, non-stop. I think we already knew that, but this is even more. The other thing is that we're going to have our moon in Capricorn, right in the middle of Pluto, Saturn, and Jupiter, all in the 8th house of Scorpio. And the sun has just moved into Scorpio and is conjuncting Mercury, which has gone retrograde in Scorpio. So we have a lot of Scorpio influence in this debate. When you've got 4 planets sitting in the 8th house of Scorpio, and the moon is conjunct Pluto, which is the ruler of Scorpio, so you've got Pluto in that house, expect a lot of stuff to be pulled up and exposed, even lies, even old ancient documents. Bottom line, it's going to be probably a lot of mudslinging, and Joe Biden is going to have to keep his head above water and his eyes focused on what he wants to talk about. The moon usually relates to the general public in a debate chart. So the moon being in Capricorn, it's going to be a lot about the Constitution, the Supreme Court, the moon conjunct Pluto, COVID and how it's affecting everybody. Healthcare is going to come way to the fore. This is going to be a big topic in that debate. The moon conjunct Saturn, how people are feeling left out, alone, isolated, and bewildered as to how to step forward. And because it's in the house of other people's money and loans and birth and death, there's going to be a lot of talk too about financial aid to the public. And why hasn't that happened? Saturn on the moon, why has it been restricted? So this is going to be a hot and heavy debate. It's going to be, we're going to have Neptune up in the 10th house, so expect a lot of untruths, a lot of stuff to be brought out. I wouldn't be surprised if Donald Trump doesn't bring out a lot about Joe Biden's son Hunter, and actually brings forth a lot of lies about him to rile Joe Biden up and to get him off course. That's going to be part of the strategy with Neptune in the 10th. It's going to be deception. The face presented is going to have a lot of deceptive qualities to it. We're not exactly surprised by that. That's my dog, my puppy drinking. Sorry about that. We're also going to have Venus opposite Neptune in the 4th house. So it's going to be a lot about people losing their home and how to hold on to their home, and people that can't pay rent and what are they going to do. And so there's going to be a lot about lack, and a lot, because the sun has gone into Scorpio and Mercury is retrograde in Scorpio opposing Uranus, I would expect a lot of really deep attacks going on. Really, the old lower level of Scorpio is about stinging with the tail, finding someone's weak spot and going for it and stinging them. So below the belt. Okay, so I'm going to pull some cards and see what I get for the debate. I'm going to pull some cards for Joe Biden, and I'm going to pull some cards for Donald Trump, and I'm going to see how the debate progresses and what is the main message of the debate. So the first card is for Joe Biden, how he starts the first half hour of the debate. How does he do in the first half hour of the debate, Joe Biden? Second is how Donald Trump, dog scratching. This will be Donald Trump, how he does in the first half hour. So Joe Biden is going to talk about the fact that we need to have a lot of patience and hold ourselves in a sense of balance after the election, and to know that the right thing is going to happen. He's going to give a lot of reassurance about our country and the possibilities of the country, and he's going to be quite upbeat and optimistic, because if you think about it, he's basically a Sag rising, and Sag rising people, Sagittarius rising, they want to be inspirers. They want to lift people up. They don't want to go down in the gutter with people. They want to bring people into a place of hope. And that's why he fit so well with Barack Obama, because he didn't want to stay in the negative. So he's going to start out confident, upbeat, showing balance and patience, and a sense of inner confidence and security. That's in his first half hour of the debate. Donald Trump is feeling uneasy, queasy, and uncertain in the first half hour of the debate. So he comes out with the sword swinging. He's ready to do battle from the first moment. And his main argument is going to be, I'm the one that can bring the economy back. That's going to be his focus, is on money, because that's his, out of all the polling, that is his strongest point with the public, is the fact that he thinks he can restructure everything, get it all moving again, and he knows that people are worried about the money right now. So that's the first half hour of the debate. He is going to make attacks on Joe Biden, basically to say that he doesn't know what he's doing about, sorry, she keeps chewing the chair. He's going to say Joe Biden doesn't have a clue what he's doing about the economy, and I'm the one that can do it. Second half hour of the debate, how's it going to go for Joe Biden? Donald Trump. Okay, Joe Biden is going to get far more aggressive. He's going to come forward now, like having created the stance he wants and the persona he wants. He's going to stand his ground. This is the Emperor card, and this is a card of holding a solid position in the world and saying, I'm the one that can bring the country back into a sense of stability where people feel safe and grounded and with their feet on the ground can move forward with their lives once more. And he's going to offer solutions in the work arena, in the reconstruction of the country. He's going to give positive plan how he's going to do that. That's going to be his focus. But he is going to be, this is the card of the Knight of Swords, so he's not going to stand back and take any guff from Donald Trump. He's going to come forward with a pretty strong response in that second third of the debate. Donald Trump, his main focus is going to be, I've lost the suburban women. I've lost the women's vote. So he's going to try to be using his words and his persuasive capabilities to try to bring women back into the fold. However, women have an innate distrust of him. This is the person, the thief that comes and steals in the night, and they're not going to fall for it. He's thinking he can turn on the charm with women and that somehow they're going to fall for it because it's worked for him in the past, but they're going to see him as a sneak and someone they don't trust. So that aspect is going to be pretty well not effective. But he's not going to be, like, he's realizing I better go out there and not be just nasty because I've lost all the female votes and I need to pull some of those back in. The final third of the debate, when they each bring out, it's going to get hot and heavy because all that Scorpio is being stirred slowly. Scorpio is an interesting sign in that it's slow to burn, but when it burns and when it comes out, it's like a dragon with a lot of fire. Because it's a fixed sign, it's not billowing all over the place and spewing all over the place. It waits for its moment to strike. Joe Biden is a Scorpio with 4 planets in Scorpio: Mercury, Sun, Mercury, Venus, and Mars. So he's got that Mercury conjunct Mars in Scorpio. He's saving something for the third level. That's what I'm feeling. Starts to bring it out in the second third of the debate, but in the third part, he's very strong. And so the Scorpio gets ignited in this aspect of the debate. Joe Biden in the third part of the debate. Donald Trump in the third part of the debate. So Joe Biden is going to focus on the fact, this is the female aspect of Joe Biden coming out with a spiritual message, but also a message of dignity and independence, and the black cat representing a sense of independent of what he's trying to do on the other side of the room. The center card is he's going to talk. This is the card of the philanthropist. He's going to talk about how he's going to help people right away, how he's going to give out certain amounts of money right away, that he realizes how deeply people are suffering monetarily, and that he wants to be there for them. And this is final card for him is the card of we can do this together with the world. So you see the 2 staffs there are spiritual quest. Wands represent spirit, and the world in the center. We can pull together as a country and go back out into the world and assume our standing of leadership if we can pull together and unite internally as a country. That's going to be a big part of his debate. He's also going to say, this is not over. It's going to take us a while. We're going to have to go in a completely different direction. We've got some pretty high mountains to climb. It's not going to be all easy. We're going to turn our back on what they've been doing, and we're going to go inward, and we're going to find profound answers, but we're going to have to take the country in a completely different direction than where it's been taken. Donald Trump, by this time, the third part of the debate, is feeling very defensive, feeling it's unfair, feeling they're being harder on him than they are on Joe Biden. He's starting to get he's got the rod in front of himself, protecting himself. So he's feeling like he has no defense. The other card that came out is the card of the defensive person. It feels they have to have swords all around them and protection. So you might even pull out another one of those comments to the white supremacists or to QAnon or somebody along those lines of, this isn't going to be a fair election and I'm going to need your help. It's going to be something that comes out because he's feeling utterly frustrated, judged, and basically this third part of the debate, it feels to me the emperor's new clothes are shown fully. And he's just out there naked in front of everyone. This is the judgment card, and it's the card of, and Gabriel is the archangel of communication. So his undoing, his exposure, basically is stemming from his own undoing of his own words. There's no one to blame but himself, because he has made this all about himself, although he's had some cohorts in the background that have been assisting him and falling into line and being utterly weak and without values. But basically now there's kind of a withdrawal from him, and he's feeling the aloneness of his position. A lot of people are jumping ship, and so he's feeling he has to call his warriors. Is he going to call forth the militia or somebody along those lines? He's going to put some kind of a message out there. Might not do it at the debate, might do it after the debate in tweets. He's definitely sending something out there. So that's the debate. I would say from looking at this that Joe Biden does really well. The debate gets better and better for him as it goes on. It also does help him that the Sun and Mercury have moved into his sign. It strengthens him, it gives him more power. Whereas with Donald Trump, the Pluto is still opposite his Saturn and Venus. So he's getting hammered now, and it's like, I listened to a very famous Vedic astrologer the other day, and he said that he's in a time of growing more and more into madness. So I'm going to pray that he maintains his balance for the sake of our country, for his own sake. I do not wish harm to people, no matter what they've done. I'm fully capable to express my feelings on their actions, their words, but I don't wish people harm. I think it's wrong, and I think that people all have a divine path that we may not understand for years to come. We may look back and go, that was the time when America needed a profound kick in the derriere and a shift from materialism and selfish ambition and hoarding to sharing and opening up and becoming more unified. Because it's not all just Donald Trump. We've been heading on this pathway to divisiveness and separation since the inception of the Declaration of Independence, when we already left out women, Native Americans, and blacks. There already was divisiveness at the first moment. So this is a rectification through a negative leader exemplifying the extreme of the racism and divisiveness and inciting it to bring it all out into full view so that we could look after it and get back on the path of unity, because we are heading over the next 4 years into the United States Pluto return. So America is right now heading into its own death rebirth, apart from COVID, apart from Donald Trump. We're heading into a new expression of how we operate in the world and who we are as a nation and what are our values and how do we unify. So the next stage of America's growth comes through understanding that we are a global community, not an individual community, and within that individual community, a divisive section that we are now, and as the youth get older and older and more youth take over, in the next election will be another huge slew of youth brought in, and the older people, a group leaving the earth. So each election is bringing us more and more into the dreams and desires and the big picture that the youth are seeing that we may be missing in our group. So I'm just going to draw a couple of cards on taking this to the end of the month, and we'll end after that. Could you tell me, guides, what is the gift from the universe to us right now? What is a gift to us that we could utilize to get through this next couple of weeks? The gift is to understand this is the snake eating its own tail. So this is the fact that we are in a period, literally, of shedding our own skin. We are, in the snake, it's interesting because the scorpion is the first part of Scorpio. The second part is the snake. So the more evolved Scorpio that moves to the second level of being is constantly going through segments of its existence, shedding its skin, feeling pretty raw, which is where we are right now, because this year we all shed a skin. And so when that skin hasn't grown a new skin fully yet, we feel very raw, vulnerable, exposed, and wanting to hide out in our own little den. And so this is what we can do while we're in that den is keep shedding our own old stuff, keep releasing, so that the new can come in more quickly. And what will be the challenge over the next couple of weeks? So the challenge will be to stay integrated within our own being and listen to the true wisdom self, to not pay attention to all the nonsense we're going to be exposed to. See how she is in a state of inner communication and how the light is streaming through her crown and out through her hands to the center of her heart. She is in the heart. She is oblivious to the nonsense. She is following her own true path, and I feel uh, over the next few weeks, there's going to be an increase of divine energy around our earth to help direct people and heal people and give people a comfort level to make changes. We're being called upon to shift without judging. And a final card, the full moon on the 31st of November, 3 days before the election. This full moon will have the moon in Taurus and the sun in Scorpio, and the moon will be conjunct Uranus, and the sun will be opposing Uranus. Now what that means is a lot of breakthrough in consciousness. Remember, I was saying that there would be a lot of beings around the earth bringing a sense of comfort, and intuition will be stirred within us. And a lot of us, it's almost as though those of us who have been on the fence or not sure what we were supposed to do, we're going to get a divine direction on that full moon. This is going to be a very powerful, enlightened, profoundly moving full moon. So make time on the 31st, and it also is the Day of the Dead. So it is the day when we can make contact to our ancestors, to those that we have loved that have passed on. This is when they're according to the Hispanics, this is the time of year when those who have crossed over are the closest to the earth, and they see the broader perspective and they want to help us. So tune in on that day and sit quietly to have a full moon on the Day of the Dead with Uranus in there, cracking us open emotionally. And remember, the moon in Taurus is about our value systems. Uranus on there, cracking open to a new sense of what matters. This will be the glorious gift of this full moon. It's going to be a powerful day. And I feel, in a strange way, a benevolence from the ascended masters and the archangels and the highest energies coming around the earth and saying, it's okay, do the right thing. Listen to yourself, do the right thing, relax. It's going to be all right. I want to thank you all. If you need me, I'm here for you. If you'd like a reading on how all of this is going to affect you, you can write me for a reading at angelicmercy44@gmail.com. If you'd like to know more about me as an intuitive astrologer, healer, animal communicator, etc., etc., please go to my website, angelicmercy.com. Thank you. God be with you. And let's have more mercy on each other. Let's feel the hearts of each other and cut out the judgment. We are a lot more alike than we are different. Thank you.